If I seem a little mad right now, don't worry, it's because I am. So I literally just woke up, saw this news really quickly. I took a shower, threw up my blue screen, and now I'm here to give you an update on the Pokemon World Championships. As you remember, a week ago, 2 weeks before the championships would begin next Thursday, or I'm sorry, next Friday, a lot of competitive players in the community received their invites for one, and two, they received a note that entry would be limited. In the week since then, a lot of us have gotten to feel like it was maybe a bit of an over-exaggeration, that maybe they were just saying since the hype of Pokemon is so high right now, because of Pokemon Go, because of Pokemon's 20th anniversary, because of all these things, that maybe it wasn't going to be that bad. We were wrong. We were dead wrong. Pokemon.com released this press release today, and I will read it verbatim. Due to the limited venue capacity and overwhelming demand, the Pokemon 2016 World Championships will be closed to the general public in the interest of providing the best event experience to our qualified players and their families. While the event has been open to the public in years past, only invited players and their families will be permitted to enter the venue this year, and everyone must have an official event badge. Each invited player will be given a player badge. Each invited player under 18 years of age will be guaranteed one guest badge at check-in to allow one parent or guardian into the event venue. We will do our best to accommodate additional family members of invited players, but attendees should note that additional guest badges are not guaranteed. Any additional guest badges will be available on a first-come, first-served basis, and supplies are limited. An email with these details is being sent to invited players. Fans who want to follow the action from the 2016 Pokemon World Championships can head to Pokemon.com/live, where we'll be broadcasting Pokemon trading card game, video game, and Pokken tournament matches all weekend long. Thanks for your understanding the changes to the event's attendance in 2016. So, for those of us who are spectators, no matter how famous or popular we are, we're not allowed in, is what they're saying. So people like me, people like Maryland, people like Tamashi, according to this, even people like Renee Collects, who is the wife of Jay Witz, is not allowed in because you're not qualified for the event. That's what they're saying. About the one way around this is to enter the Pokken tournament last chance qualifier, but even then it looks like that is a different thing entirely, and it won't get you entry into the actual event. We don't know how Pokken is going to be handled, but I think that's what this is saying. I could be completely wrong. But there's some of us who didn't enter to play a Pokken tournament. We paid good money to come to this event and just sit down and watch and enjoy ourselves. And Pokemon, pardon my French, why the hell did you do that? Let me tell you how this affects me personally. I booked this trip the instant they announced the venue. And I booked this trip at the venue, the Marriott Marquis in San Francisco. This is not a cheap hotel, folks. I booked this solely because it would be convenient every day for me to just take the elevator down to the convention hall and walk in instead of having to walk a few miles like I did in Boston last year. So now I have a hotel booked at the Marriott Marquis. Comes out to, I won't tell you exactly how much, but 4 digits. It's more than $1,000 for the hotel for those 3 nights. And now there's nothing to do while we're there. We're allowed to go to the Pokemon Center. There is that. The general public is allowed to go into the Pokemon Center. Great. You get a shop. You pay $1,000 for a hotel alone, not to mention the plane flight. The plane flight for me alone was about $600 or so for this entire trip. And then I also paid for Saturday's flight. And then let me tell you what, this is such big news that I am getting notifications from my phone still, so please ignore that. I'll tell you what, I've been spending basically the past year convincing 3 of my friends, 3 of whom you may know, Calico Pikachu, who draws all my art for me on Pokemon Red. I show her art a lot on Twitter. Juchan17, who made the Pokegirls video with me, and 3, the friend who I used to play Super Smash Brothers with in my Funny Moments videos. 3 people that have appeared on my channel and that are good friends of mine, 2 of whom I've never met before. I convinced them to go on this trip with me because this was, we're all Pokemon fans, and thought what better way of meeting up than go to probably the biggest worlds ever on Pokemon's 20th anniversary. I got a dry nose from the shower, sorry guys. And now, we're all still going. It's a week before our trip. As of the time I'm recording this, a week from this minute, we will be in Denver on our final layover to San Francisco. All of us, and now we've got a few days in San Francisco with nothing to do. That's what you're telling me, Pokemon. Is that Thursday we can go to the Pokemon Center. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, if you want to watch, you're going to have to pay the expensive Wi-Fi in your hotel room when the thing is going on right there a few stories below your feet. And we're not allowed in because you booked too small of a venue. What were you thinking? And I'm not the only one who screwed over by this. This is me, Sadazay, 3 of my friends. That's 5 people. That's a very small portion of who you screwed over. There's a lot of people who live in California and thought, you know what, I'll drive there just to watch the opening ceremonies or the closing ceremonies or something like that. They're gonna cancel those plans, I guarantee it. What about all those people who are coming from Europe or Japan or Australia? People who just wanted to come and watch because this is such a big deal. These flights are not refundable. Maybe there's a few people who have refunds, but they've already gotten time off work, they've already worked their entire schedule around coming, and now, literally 1 week before a lot of us are going to be going, you say, you can't come in, sorry. And they literally end their statement with saying, please understand. I've hated Nintendo all year because of how uncommunicative they've been, how much they screwed over their fan base, and how much they've just excused it all, refusing to take responsibility, and now it looks like Pokemon is following in their footsteps. They booked too small of a venue, they were extremely uncommunicative, and now not only are spectators not allowed, according to this press release, it's very possible that some family members of competitors will not be allowed to watch because there's just no room for them. I almost applaud you for your stupidity at this. This is unbelievable how horribly this was handled. The only reason I'm not canceling my trip right now is because, 1, I'm going to find out a way to meet up with you guys. I promised you guys that I would have a fan meetup at Worlds. I fully intend to keep that promise. 2, we're going to Disneyland after this, and after the problems that World is giving us, I think we'll need it. So me, Sadazay, and my 3 friends, we're going to Disneyland as well, so that's at least a little salvageable, but man. What about all those people who were just going straight to San Francisco and then flying straight back? You're telling them that they're going to see the sights? Golden Gate Bridge is there. There's a trolley you can ride. And we do have a Pokemon Center. So you wasted your few $1,000s to fly here so you can spend a few hundred extra buying our merchandise. So that's reward enough, right? Oh, this is so frustrating. And this is going to turn people off from booking next year. What if they announce at the end of Worlds this year that next year Worlds will be in Hawaii, which has always had enough venue space for everyone? Well, I guarantee that quite a few people are not going to book it at all. They're going to say, no, they screwed it up this year. Why should we believe that they'll fix it next year? There's no words to describe how mad I am. There's no words to describe how unacceptable or inexcusable or stupid all of this is. So, TLDR, Worlds is not open to guests. You have to be a competitor, or if you're lucky, a family member of a competitor. Because Pokemon screwed up. Or maybe they didn't screw up. Maybe this was their plan from the start, to say, in order for you to enjoy us, you have to be competitive, because that's sure what this sounds like. I'll still vlog my trip. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I'll see some of you next week in San Francisco. I don't know how I'm going to do the meetup. Just follow me on Twitter. I'll keep you up to date there. And I am still doing my meetup in Disneyland, so this really sucks, folks. That does it for now. Thanks everyone for watching. Stay tuned for more.